Today, I wanted to share a project that I picked up last Christmas and have been working towards completing since. For whatever reason, I suddenly became obsessed with the Landis Model 30 6-inch leather splitter, and I knew I wanted one in my shop. So around that time, before Christmas and during, I was constantly scanning the marketplaces, seeing if I could find one for a reasonable price. There was only one in my area at that time, and it was missing parts, rusted beyond belief, and the guy wanted $1,500 for it. Fast forward to Christmas Day, and I decided I would check the marketplace just to see if he had changed his price. He had not. But I found another guy that was selling one that literally had just made the post an hour or so before. I immediately messaged him and said, let's meet up, I want to check it out. We met up, I saw that a few parts were missing, it was rusted, and they coated that thing in WD-40. Really, guys, you didn't have to do that. Like, I understand this is an old machine. It's gonna be janky. It needs restoration. But I ended up negotiating with the guy, and I offered him $200. He accepted, and I took off before he could change his mind. That brings us to today, where since acquiring it, I have pressure washed it, degreased it, and broken it down live on Twitch. For whatever reason, I was not able to save the VOD where I did that. It sucks because I wanted to share that with y'all and show the process of me breaking it down just to see how far this thing was really gone and headed towards the dump, but we're bringing it back. After I had all the parts laid out, they all sat in a vat of distilled white vinegar for like 2 to 3 days. Now, it removed a decent amount of rust and gunk from all the parts, but I decided to go grab a gallon of Evapo-Rust. This stuff I have no former experience with whatsoever, but I did watch a lot of reviews online about it. Everyone that used it said that it worked great. They were mostly upset with the cost. I mean, it was $30 for 1 gallon, but it is reusable. Most all of these parts have sat just a day. Now, some of the ones we're about to pull out today have sat 2 days, but the results have been remarkable. Now, I got mine at a local auto parts store, but I mean, I'm sure you could order this on Amazon. Now y'all are pretty much up to speed on everything. There are still majority of the parts sitting in the Evapo-Rust, and I'm gonna show those to you now. This is the vat I was talking about. You've got 3 different vats in here. We're gonna pull these pieces out, wash them off. This is the one that I had already pulled all the larger pieces out of. I'm just kind of waiting for all the gunk to settle so I can strain it and pour it back into the gallon jug. Over here, you've got all the tiny little pieces. I just wanted to keep them all together so none of them got lost. But yeah, some of the paint is still pretty good, but I've been going back and forth with the idea of getting it hydroblasted and re-powder coated, and this is part of the reason that it's taken so long for me to finish this project. These are the parts that I've already pulled out and hit with the wire wheel. The difference is just, I mean, it's incredible. They cleaned up really nice. I was able to get all the gunk out of the screws here, so just so much stuff built up in the threads that you just couldn't get the nuts off, and it was just a pain. The one on the left I hit with the wire wheel. The one on the right I have not yet, so you can still kind of see it's a little filthy, but even this backside I haven't hit this portion either. The old springs, we'll hit those as well. And the blade, I really wish that I had a before video or picture to show you just how bad the blade was, but I can reassure you, like this, I still need to hit this with the wire wheel, and then I'm gonna sand it here, polish it, get a good bevel back, and buff it out. That way we can start stripping some leather. This is another piece too. I don't remember, should I say exactly where all these pieces go? I have a pretty good idea, but the front side here, I've already hit all this with a wire wheel, and the back portion, you can still see it's kind of got some gunk on it. So we're gonna get all that knocked off and at least get all of these pieces sat out, dried, hit with the wire wheel, and then just wait until we hear back on the hydroblasting portion. For the most part, I would say that the Evapo-Rust stripped it down really nicely. I'm gonna rinse it off real quick off here to the side. Again, these pieces aren't identical, but you can kind of tell where I've hit the one on the right. Still got a little bit that dinginess to it, but we're gonna go ahead and finish what we were working on so we can kind of have an idea of before and after. I'll go ahead and show you guys just where it's at right now. You can just see how dark and nasty it is. It's definitely knocking a lot of that gunk off. I mean, clearly you can tell it's been ate up by rust, you know. I mean, and that was expected. I knew that it wasn't going to be perfect, but that's all right. As long as I can get it back in decent enough working order, I'll be pleased. Yeah, it looks like we are slowly knocking stuff off. I'm just gonna keep at it. I mean, it's not new. It's not gonna be new. But I think that's a lot better than what it was. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up these edges here. So on both sides, they're kind of a little filthy. Knock all that off. And then I'm gonna call this piece good. Look at that. Boy, that just looks night and day, honestly. All right, well, there's that piece. That's done. We'll go ahead and, since one piece of this has been hit this side, go ahead and just finish it out. So this is the current state of this piece. Looking already pretty decent. I mean, you can still tell it's filthy. Like, just to compare, this is the one that I've already cleaned. I mean, you can certainly tell a difference, but this one is much cleaner than it was. I've got this little drill bit that I use pretty often. It also happens to just be the same size as these little holes. I'm not sure if these were milled for maybe potentially letting like oil in, if these are oil spots, or what exactly they're for, but might as well just make sure it's clear and empty anyways. This thing was pretty much brown beforehand, covered in rust, and that is just, that's awesome. I think that's it out of this one. Just look at all the trash in the bottom of that. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this one back into the larger vat. So these two pieces just came out. These need cleaned. You can kind of see it's flash rusting. We'll hit it with the wire wheel. This is it after. All right, here we go. I just want to do half of it and just kind of show you guys just how cool it is to watch as it comes together. Trying to get down there in the middle too, which I don't think's gonna make a huge difference, but there we go. Wow. Look at that. All right, guys, we've got most all of the large pieces completed. I haven't hit this one nowhere near as much as I have the other one. Maybe you can kind of see down in the grooves there and tell. How cool is that? But yeah, look at how nasty this bolt is just covered up. We're gonna try and just make sure these threads are clear. I'm gonna hit them one more time and then this piece is good. So we have 4 of these washers to do, and you can kind of see just the side I've already hit. There's a little side by side of the washer. One on the left I haven't touched yet, and the one on the right's already been hit with the wire wheel. All right. We've still got all these little pieces that I'm gonna hit. I'm definitely gonna hit the threads with the wire wheel just to go ahead and clean them out. I think it'll just make reassembly like so much more of a breeze. You can see just how much, I mean, it's almost down to the bare metal. Some of the paint is starting to flake off too. Some of the spots where it was painted, like right here. Alright guys, we're going to cut the video there just because I thought I was going to make this one entire video. We got into editing, as you can see, and we're already at like 25 minutes. I think a two-part series is going to be more digestible. I know that it can get a little bit repetitive watching me tear off all of that old paint with the wire wheel, but I promise you in the end, it is worth it. As I had mentioned throughout the video, I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not I should powder coat this thing or just try and find some paint similar and touch it up. I did actually end up finding somebody locally that was able to sandblast it. I couldn't find hydroblasting, but he did sandblast it. He baked all the impurities out of it, and then he actually was able to re-powder coat it for me and get a very, very similar finish. So my goal overall was to restore this to its former glory, and I think that we are like so very close to being there. Now in the second part of this video series, you're gonna see me reassemble this thing from start to finish. I'm going through in great detail, and one of the main reasons for that is when I went to restore this item, I didn't find very many videos that were super detailed on the reassembly of it. We go into the actual diagram, or one of the only diagrams I was able to find on the internet, and go by piece, putting it back together. Primarily because when I was originally searching for some of these restoration builds, I couldn't find many, and those that I did find weren't quite as detailed as I would have liked them to have been. So I'm partially kind of using this video as a keepsake for myself to come back and look upon. Granted, I get my hands on another machine. All right guys, I will see you again in part 2 of this video series. If you haven't already, go check out some of our shorts, our other videos. We've got more coming soon. I'm currently in the process of restoring my shed and turning it into a leather workshop. So bear with me while we complete that and we'll get some more videos rolled out. In the meantime, please give us a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment if you have questions. I will try and answer them to the best of my ability and help you if you're working on restoring a Landis leather splitter of your own. And of course, as always with every other YouTuber, subscribe or I'll fist fight you. What is the button there for? What are you looking at it for? Why is it on your screen? What good is it doing if you don't click it? Click the subscribe button. Get us to 100. All right. Have you subscribed yet? You're not allowed to watch part 2 if you don't subscribe. Okay, go on, subscribe, leave. You're still here? Did you subscribe? I'll fist fight you.